Okay, so picking off where I last left off in making my front controller, let's see. Where were we? Oh, we were about to get to the point where we were going to do something with, I think, these guys. My marshals. Well, let's actually get to the point where we can dispatch to them. So that'd be nice. Then we could at least claim that we're getting closer to being able to do something. And I still think we're going to put this on endpoint entity. Let's give endpoint entity. We're going to call this test endpoint and dispatch. There's a D endpoint, that's what it's pointing at. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is use test endpoint for now. Grab that. Okay, so endpoint. We're going to want to say dispatch. We're going to give it a method. And that should be get. Then we're going to give it a null and a null. Those are eventually going to be my HTTP servlet request and my HTTP servlet response. Okay. String method. Well, it's HTTP method. This is going to be an HTTP servlet request. Ah, how I said. This is going to be an HTTP servlet response. Okay. So now we will need to do something in here. At the moment, I'm not going to write my tests first on this one because it's going to involve a bit of like hoodoo. And I'm going to have to go extract something like this. So first, we're going to grab some of this stuff here. So instead of returning, we're going to extract this and make it return the method. So and equals method. We're going to return this down. We're going to extract this into a find method by find method by method. We're going to have a return method. Otherwise, it's going to return no. And we're just going to get rid of that. Bada bing, bada boom. We have it. So okay. There we go. Let's go back to our test, see that I haven't broken anything. We're gonna run them all. Because that was nice. We turned our simple search into a find. So instead of saying yes or no, it was present, it told us, hey, it exists. Okay. That was neat. Okay. And now down here, we're going to find method by method, and give it the HTTP method. So, method to invoke from. Well, dispatch from would probably be a better word because we're in the method called dispatch. I don't want to use invoke because I'm not casting any sorceress spells. That would be crazy. Okay, so now we need to go check. Just let's actually just assume that it's set up correctly for now. We're not. It's not. It's the not going to handle layers. So method dot get annotation. I believe I called those marshals. Yeah. Marshals. Marshals, marshals, marshals. What? And we have output. Ta-da! So, the simplest thing I can do is say input.new instance. Oh yeah. Let's just throw those. No, we'll wrap that in a try catch. And I'm just gonna leave it as printing the stack trace for now. Okay, so input dot handle. It takes an endpoint. Oh, that's this dot class. Well, actually, it's endpoint class. Okay, we have the method. Well, that's the one we're invoke method to dispatch from. It's the request. Ah, look at that. Now, we're going to take whatever that gave us. So we're going to shove it into output.newInstance.render. Endpoint class, method to dispatch from, response, and result. Not request, result. Okay. Well, now, we should figure out a way of testing this, because at the moment, and I have no idea if that'll work or not. Always get. Always no. Right, should only call to a test. Okay. So, now, simple handler, simple renderer. So let's build ourselves some static classes that are going to just store some stuff in the global scope, because that's always the best place to put stuff. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a different type of handler, a different type of renderer that just shoves, hey, I got stuff, this is what I got, and I'm going to put it in, like, I capture it in the method. And with that, we shall see how this goes. Oh, before I get a little carried away, I am going to set a timer for some time. Because, sorry, not adding at you, I just don't know how to use my Windows timer very well. Okay, so I believe I have recorded for 7 minutes, which means it's that number. So save that, go, set the timer. Okay, the timer is important because it limits the amount of crazy I can perform in one action. Which you guys should know is quite a bit. Okay, so we've dispatched to that. Now I need to figure out if I've actually done anything. Okay, so let's build. Actually, let's just go into these dudes. Okay. Okay, so we've got a class, we've got an endpoint, we've got a request. That seems sensible enough. And we return something. Let's always actually return out of this simple handler handled. Ah, yeah. That's a great name. Okay, so let's give up here static, public static, because if I'm going to pollute the global scope, I might as well do a real good job of it. We are going to add, well, first, public static. Actually, I wonder. Can you just make me a parameter object? I don't know if this will do what I expect it to do, but I'm going to try it. Refactor! Where is it? Extract! Oh, functional parameter object. What's functional parameter? Nothing. Told me you can't do that. Okay. We're worth exploring. Just gotta try the options. Method. It might not let me. And at this point, Nope. Okay. Because I don't do that. Public static class. Okay. Commas become semicolons. These become final. I build a constructor. I say public static input arguments arguments equals new input argument endpoint method request I don't know why you're quantifying it like that. Because you're importing it here. I don't know that I have to do that. Ta-da! Look, I've used global state to test some stuff. I feel bad about myself now. But that's not the worst feeling. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go to our empty input test, and we're going to be like, hey, cert not no. That simple handler dot arguments. Is that no? Shouldn't be no. I'm pretty sure I did my dispatching right. Ah, look at that. Now we could go one better and assert that. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, that's not even close to the same type, because I dispatched to the get method, which is going to handle get. So this is really going to be class. Think. You're a judge string, yeah. I don't know how you like qualifying that. That is definitely Java reflex. Okay. Endpoint dot class dot get method. We will call that handle get. And doesn't take anything. That should be exactly what we expect it to be. Okay. That's that. I believe that this will also have the endpoint, which is going to be test endpoint.class. Just like that. Required class, required D. Oh, yeah, they don't like me doing that. I don't know why they like me doing that. I'm actually comparing classes, but I'm assuming that that is because it's not. Well, okay. What do you want me to use? Nothing. Okay. We're gonna go assert equals. Good old fallback. Okay. So I don't want to use the deprecated method because I'm not sure that it'll do anything that I expect. And then this should give me a null for the HTTP response because I didn't pass one in. Request. And that is null. It's not going to compile because I have to cast that to an HTTP response because response request. Run, go, do it, execute. Okay, huzzah! That's neat. Okay. I am also going to go do the same thing for simple render because that will then tell me that I have dispatched off of my thing to my other thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit my microphone. That was rude of me, and I apologize. Okay. In case you can't tell, it's been a bit of a long day, and I'm stressed out at the moment. But sorry, point. We're using this to relax. Okay. So now we've called the simple handler. He's done some stuff, and I'm assuming that he's returned what he's expected because it captures the method call. Alright, we've clearly called the method. So now let's go into simple renderer and do the exact same thing. Fix these because I don't like that they did that in such a way. Okay, so he's got an endpoint method response to render. Okay, I need a class. Public static class. We're going to call it input arguments again. Worked for the last guy, it'll work for this guy. Gotta capture this. Haha. In selection. Go! Ta-da! We'll make those final. Now we can be like, hey, add constructor, initialize everything, do it! And our ID was nice and kind and did it all. Okay. So you have a public static one of these. It's going to equal a new argument. It's going to have an endpoint, it's going to have a method, it's going to have response, it's going to have a toRender. Okay. I can't remember. I don't remember what I was doing. Okay. Now, we will come over here, and we will say simple render argument. Output arguments. We'll make these input arguments. Okay. Step one, we'll assert that output argument. Well, here. These two are going to be the same because they're both called off the same method. Oh no. It didn't compile. Okay, here you go. Oh no. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Focusing. I'm not particularly sure this is going to be one of the best episodes, but, well, okay. So we got the method, we got the endpoint. Let's assert null. Output arguments dot get response. Because I did not pass it anything. Empty null. That should be run. Now we will assert that get to render is some string. I don't remember exactly what I typed. I should probably do that for static constant so I can pull it out, but it's, ooh, there it is. Okay. Okay, look at that. So when we dispatched, when we call dispatch on our endpoint for get, it routed to the simple handler and to the simple renderer, passing the simple handler's result to the simple renderer. Okay. So now, our goal is to write a more generic handler and a more generic renderer. So, and then so I'm most likely going to have my handler dispatch off to yet another annotation, and I'm going to call it @use. Okay, so we'll have the @use handler and probably a generic response renderer. So I'm going to have those two tied together based on that. And so then my @use handler will go create a new class just like I did in it, or in my simple hand, or in my endpoint entity. It's going to do some of this crazy logic again. It'll create its own guy. It'll parse the HTTP response coming up, paying attention probably to nothing at the moment because I'm going to just handle simple. Probably just get started with get, and that'll all be done for me. So it'll parse that out, be like, hey, look, it's form encoded. Plug it into, like, say, an interface of some sort. Well, yeah, I'm probably going to use an interface and so proxy off an interface, because I don't particularly want to ever have to define fiddly form parsing bits anything other than once. And then that will also map, say, like, JSON into the request. So you'd be like, hey, send up JSON, and it'd be like, I know how to shove that into objects. Because as long as you keep your translation simple, it'll be fine and work. I'm also going to have to figure out how I'm going to handle error handling now. So, bit of work ahead of me. We have error handling to worry about, which at the moment I've done nothing other than print a stack trace, which is absolutely useless if you're trying to figure out what went wrong. Well, not useless, but it's definitely, at this point, we would have just dropped the ball and been like, what request and response? You take care of that a servlet container, in which just means I'm just going to get a not found page, hopefully, or whatever it thinks I can get. IntelliJ is rightfully warning me here. It's like, hey, you don't even know that that's on that method, so I should probably have a guard for that. Also, that's more error handling. So let's create another exception. Endpoint does not have marshals defined on method. Okay. That's a good error exception. We're actually going to have that ask for the name of the method or the class. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll give you the here. Let's build it. So this will get a class of question mark. This is going to be the endpoint class. It's going to get the method string HTTP method, and we're going to do something along the lines of super point.class.get simple name plus method get name. We'll put a dot there, so it'll be like, in our case, it was sample endpoint. What would we call it? Yeah, test endpoint dot handle get, and it does not have plus. Actually, does not have a I don't even need this. Okay, we'll make sure that we have a test that says that. I will throw that. At some point, I'm going to have to figure out what these guys do, but that's not, or how these guys will send errors down. Because again, at the moment, I'm more or less just skipping over errors. But it'll probably actually live in FC, because he's going to have to end up having a class of everything and dispatching to it. Look, right now he just responds exactly what the path is you're at, which is probably not useful for anyone. Because it's like, hey, it's like, hey, you do something. And it says, do my name. Test. Well, let's say expect when dispatching to a method without a marshal's annotation. Don't need that. Don't need that. We'll make it a post. Okay. It's a kind of null pointer. Yeah, it did, because it's right there. So we say if dispatch from dot sanitation present marshals.class, and let's make that a bang operator. Throw new, and we'll give it the endpoint class and the method to dispatch from. Identification may produce null pointer exception. Well, that's telling me I should probably guard upon that. Oh, let's create another exception. Does not have a method to dispatch to. Does not have a method to dispatch. I like that better. I don't want to ending things in the word to makes me nervous. Okay, that's going to take a class, a method, and an HTTP. Well, it's actually going to take an endpoint class and just a string, because that's all I particularly need. So super. Grab those guys. This is going to be a string. Cannot dispatch to method. Seems reasonable. So when dispatching to a method, that is not defined. So for example, let's make this not defined. That should give me that exception. Instead, it produces a null pointer. To the giant name of a method. That's going to take the endpoint class and HTTP method. There we go. Oh wow, that is real gross. Okay. I really, at this point, haven't made that any better. Okay. So that's all all we'll make our marshals responsible for doing. So now we can start building up off of that. Okay. I like that. I think that will give me something else to do. So the next thing I have to do if I actually want to handle any sort of HTTP response is to, well, actually, right now I could just make a marshal that just passes the raw HTTP response to some of that. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, so now the next thing we'll have to decide is how I want to render out data to the user. Probably going to end up choosing JSON for a starter, because I'm on the web, and just about all browsers understand. All browsers that have JavaScript can parse JSON really easily, because it's the JSON object JSON object notation. JSON. Or JavaScript object notation. No. Yeah, JavaScript object notation. JSON. Yeah, that's what that is. And this has been the most rambly one of these I think I've done yet. I apologize for that. And I will probably not do this again after work in such a manner. I don't know. Or maybe you guys found this all entertaining and are laughing at me because I'm acting like a crazy person. Okay. This class is also getting much bigger than I like, so I think we'll just have to leave. Okay. So now, we'll have to handle responses, we'll have to handle requests, we'll have to figure out how we want all of our endpoint entities to be found and able to be routed to by our main servlet. And that is quite a bundle of work. Okay, so let's start thinking ahead for how I want to collect all of my endpoints. The thing that springs to mind immediately is I could put well, the thing that springs to mind most immediately is go grab the library of Java reflections with an S. It allows you to scan your class path in Java for any class, well, for just about any information you want in classes, so it'll be able to find any class annotated with, in our case, I believe it's called endpoint. To be able to find any class with that annotation on the top of it in a package and down, which is real nice, but it kind of defeats the purpose of writing things on my own, because at the same time, that's fiddly work that I don't particularly ever want to do. The other option would be to put it all in, like, say, a file, and just list classes. So, like, this is the endpoint, this is the endpoint, this is the endpoint. Look, it's a big file. I could also do that in a Java class, or in a, well, I could extend my main servlet that I have with provide a method that just has them all in there. But I don't particularly like that. It just means I have an infinitely growing list. Same thing with an XML file, or even just like a file with a class path per line. All of these are rather gross options for where I would contain a list of all my endpoints. So you may actually, in that case, see me pull in my first library, because as of now, I think the only thing I am actually using is JUnit. Yeah, so I've got servlet, I have a Postgres driver, JUnit. So I may have to bring in an actual dependency, because nothing uses that for now. I was playing with that because it was a database I was interested in for a bit. So that is something I'll have to do. Yeah, I think, yes, that is where I think I will be going. Mostly because I think that will make life easier for me. Okay, so I have to go. Okay, I have to build a partition of this. That's more generic. And for my thing that I want to use, I have to build a renderer. So I think the next thing I will build is the renderer. But not right now. Right now, I am going to go for a nice little stroll. I shall see everyone else at another time. Thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure.